Simple, simple, simple minds. I guess we'll take it one by one, baby, one by one. Just different, different, different kinds. We'll try to take it one by one, baby, one by one. Tell me.
Hi, my name's Alyssa, and not only am I a very proud foodie, but I'm also a proud full Filipina. My dad is Bicolano and my mom is from Bacolod, and they both immigrated here into America in the late 90s, making me a Filipino American. Both of my parents are amazing cooks, which meant that my upbringing in childhood was just filled with so much home-cooked Filipino meals. And looking back on it, thank God it was, because my palate and taste buds would truly not be where they are today without those meals. I think it's safe to say that I definitely have my list of favorite Filipino dishes. So in today's video, I'm only going to be eating those favorite dishes of mine for a full day. So starting off this morning, let me take you over to show you my favorite Filipino breakfast. Hey you guys, so I just got back from picking up my to-go order. This dish right here is from Isla restaurant here in Pleasant Hill, California. Let me show you what I ordered. This right here is the tosilog plates. Oh my gosh, I wish you could smell this right now. It smells absolutely divine. So silogs are a type of breakfast category for Filipino dishes. You can break the word silog up into two different parts. So the C portion is short for sinangag or fried rice, and the second part of that is log or itlog, which means egg, and it's usually a sunny side up egg. And silogs are usually served with a bunch of different proteins of your choice, such as fried fish, which is bangos, or we have tapa, beef tapa, longanisa, which is another type of pork, and what I have right here is tocino. Tocino is a sweet cured or sweet marinated pork. It's usually made with pork belly, pork shoulder, or pork butt. And I actually didn't know why it's traditionally such a bright red color right here, so I had to look it up. Apparently, its bright red color is achieved with the use of an annatto or achuthe seed. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, or just general standard red food coloring. Today's dish also came with, I believe, some miswa. I didn't know it actually came with that. I didn't state that online. So let's try the soup first actually while it's still warm. This right here is miswa soup. So think of it as like an egg drop noodle soup, except with thin rice noodles mixed in. Wow. It's savory, brothy, and rich. Delicious. So let's dig into this plate. I'm so excited. If you watched my other Filipino video, I made this exact silog dish in the video, but I also made it for dinner instead of breakfast. So there's some tomatoes in here, fresh tomatoes or kamatis. We have some tocino. This is also fried garlic rice, egg on top, and some vinegar on the side. I'm drooling. Some vinegar in there. Nothing beats this. This is a real Filipino breakfast. I know traditionally in a lot of other countries around the world, rice is not a staple ingredient for breakfast, but in the Philippines and other Asian countries actually, rice is very important in every single meal. They do it so right here in Isla. That is so delicious. One more close-up of that tocino. That garlic rice is so bomb though. This meal is so nostalgic to me. When my brother and I were back in high school, our school offered a 0 period or A period, meaning that you start school an hour before the rest of the school does, which is around 7 a.m. And my brother and I were both very active in school, also active in after-school sports curriculums. So we had a very long day of school. And to keep us full for the rest of the day, my parents would always have us eat some sort of rice variation of this silog dish. As long as we had rice in our stomachs, my parents knew that we were well fed and ready to take on our school day. So this is a very nostalgic dish to me and is one of my favorites literally a decade or so later. Hey guys, I hope you all can hear me. We are here right in the parking lot of Seafood City. I'm so grateful and so happy to have one near me because Seafood City is a Filipino grocery store and it's also home to a lot of different restaurants, Filipino restaurants such as Jollibee. And the last time I was here, I filmed my only eating Filipino food for 48 hours video. So also check that up in the cards over here or here if you want to see that. I'm gonna go shopping for some of my favorite snacks here in Seafood City, so I'm gonna take you along and let's go. We are inside Seafood City. I hope you guys can hear me. There's usually loud music around here, plus being on the cart. But I'm looking for some snacks. As I said earlier, I picked up a few things at the local bakery and restaurant that they have in here. So I'll show you guys that. I think we're gonna eat in the car. So let's look for my snacks. Oh yeah. I know I wanted to get also a little drink as well to try. Let's see. We've made it to my favorite aisle, the Filipino chip aisle. This is like one of my favorite places to be. Once again, this might be repetitive from the last video, but I have to get piatos. My favorite Filipino chips of all time. I have to get them. I'm getting one bag of sour cream and onion. That is a must. And it's taking a lot of self-control for me to not buy another bag. Okay guys, we're back in the car and the bags are secured. I got some from the local bakery and restaurants inside Seafood City and some snacks in the actual grocery store itself. Some hand sanitizer first. This is also from the Philippines. I'm obsessed with this one. It smells so good. You know, my initial plan for lunch for today was once again a Jollibee meal for lunch. But as I mentioned from my 48 hours of eating Filipino food video, I had Jollibee there. So I thought it was just gonna be a little bit repetitive and I'm not starving at the moment and I really wanted some Filipino snacks to have their moment in this video because I am a snack girl, okay? I love me a good snack, so that's exactly what we did. And I'm gonna eat and share some of them with y'all right now for lunch. First off, I stopped over at Ima's Kitchen inside Seafood City. They also do to-go food items and other bakery goods. Right here, I have some carioca. Carioca is like a very popular Filipino street food snack. These are glutinous rice balls on a stick that are fried and then are covered in a coconut brown sugar syrup, but the insides are completely chewy. I love it. So let's take a bite. I can tell these aren't the freshest of the bunch, like they've probably been sitting out. The flavor is very coconut forward, but not too overpowering. So good. Speaking of coconut, you guys, as I was walking out of Seafood City, I passed by Jollibee and I couldn't help myself but get at least one thing from there. This is their new Coconut Dream Freeze. I've never had this before. They have a new menu of drinks that I'm intrigued to try. I want to try all the flavors if I can. So let's see what this is giving. Oh, wow. It's like a cross between a vanilla milkshake and a like coconut freeze. The coconut isn't like very overpowering. This is good. It's very refreshing. I think I would get it again. I was kind of hoping they would have like an ube freeze on the menu though. I feel like that would hit really well too. My Seafood City also has a Filipino bakery in it and it's called Valeros. I hopped in there because I was actually craving some sapin sapin. Sapin sapin is also a glutinous rice flour type of dessert. It does usually come in this orange, white, and purple color. I'm actually not sure what the brown is on top. I'm not used to having it on there. It might be like brown sugar, maybe? Wow. But yes, I remember having this as a kid at all the Filipino parties, and this would be the thing I go for in the dessert table. I promise you, it's so good. Look at how stretchy. Cheers. Wow. The texture is so chewy. It just melts in your mouth. I think what I enjoy about this the most is the texture, similar to the carioca. But something about it, it's like very also nostalgic for me. And I will say the individual colors don't taste like anything. Like you'd think this is like mango or ube or coconut, but it's just one simple flavor. I will say I do get a hint of coconut in there. There might be very minimal like coconut shavings and stuff in here, but it's not overpowering. To me, it's more of like that vanilla flavor. Okay, moving on to what I got at Seafood City. Let's start off with Ding Dong. Oh my gosh, I also gave Ding Dong a shout out in the previous video, but Ding Dong is like a snack mix, bar mix thing. There's a lot of nuts in here. It says fava beans, cracker nuts, roasted peas, corn nuts, and this is the garlic flavor. They're savory, garlicky, crunchy. You should definitely try some Ding Dong if you can get your hands on them. If you're Filipino, you know Piatos chips. These are so delicious. I got the sour cream and onion flavor because that's my favorite flavor. I will say a second is the cheese flavor for me. This is what they look like. For Americans, I'd say the consistency and texture is closer to a Pringle, I would say. The flavor is definitely unique in its own way, but the Pringle comparison I'd say is like the closest thing. I swear, these can never get old. I always get drawn back to them. Whenever I'm in Seafood City, I always look for them in the chip aisle. Okay, so that was my snack lunch portion of today. I promise you I'm gonna make it up at dinner. We're going out back again to Isla where I had my breakfast, so I'll check back in at dinner time. Hi you guys, so we made it back over to Isla here in Pleasant Hill for dinner today. We're here for a sit-down dinner and our appetizers just came out. I ordered some lumpiang Shanghai, of course. Come on, every Filipino has to know this is a fan favorite as well as for myself. And I could smell it, it's like fresh out of the fryer. Also, apologies for this lighting. It's giving like dentist chair seating appointment lighting right on the top of my head. So apologies for that, but let's dig into this lumpia with the sweet and sour chili sauce with the Filipino music blasting. You know, it's that lumpiang Shanghai with that finger food appetizer size. I think there's pork inside this filling. I chose to come back to Isla for dinner tonight because their menu is quite big and very extensive. And I've been here only one other time when it opened here in Pleasant Hill. I thought the food was very impressive. And they also have unli rice, unlimited rice, which is such a Filipino thing. And lots of people come here and they have pretty good ratings. I believe they're a chain all throughout California. So if you're here, I hope you can find one near you because this place is definitely worth trying out. Okay, you guys, my meal for tonight's dinner just came. This is a big bowl of sinigang. Oh my gosh, I knew I wanted to add this for tonight's dinner. It's still winter out, it's a bit cold, so this is gonna be such a hearty comfort meal right here. And the nice thing about Isla as well, they give you unlimited rice, like I mentioned earlier, and it comes in the traditional metal pails. So it's nice and tangy and sour, and it has all the fresh vegetables. I'm looking at eggplant, spinach, sorry, my mouth is drooling, okra, and we have tomatoes, onions, and then my choice of meat for tonight is beef, brisket specifically. So let's get this plated and let's eat. Let's get some rice, of course. I did give you guys a warning that this video would have lots of rice in it, but for good reason, a little more rice. I wish I would try the broth first. Oh, immediately my mouth is watering from how tart it is. Sobrang asim, super sour. Oh, I also see some taro in here, which is good. I will say I really like my parents' sinigang at home, but this broth is so much more sour and rich. I see okra. Okra is my favorite. Let's dig in, you guys. Try some of that meat. Of course, the rice is soaked in the broth. Wow, the broth is very sour. Wow. All right, guys, so dessert just came out, and I have here some leche flan. This is a milk custard type of dessert, I want to say. I mean, if you know flan, you know flan. And this one is based right on top with a thin caramel vanilla-like syrup. Here's that like egg custardy type of consistency right here. I love this. I haven't had it in a minute as well. So cheers. I will say theirs is a little more dense in consistency. I'm used to the leche flan being like melt in your mouth consistency and just a little lighter, but this is still really good. I was looking forward to this after a very, very dense and savory meal.
Oh my god.
Wow.